enters, you'll see a countdown card in the right lane. This is stopping your ride from about Bristol Street.
Haiti was already the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, but earthquakes, hurricanes, and COVID have made life even more difficult for families. You can help rebuild Haiti with Compassion International by texting the word radio to 97646.
This is a rather bold pronouncement, but we think we can back it up. If you come across a
Better believe it, bro.
anywhere putting more variety and more diversity on the air than KBLA Talk 15,
Wipe it down.
sure would like to hear about your discovery.
Vision.
You can search. We are confident that you won't find more shows covering more topics, hosted by a more diverse and inclusive lineup of talkers than the squad we have assembled here at KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the time, brothers. This is the time.
We've got something for everybody. Health and healing, history and humor, issues, events, empowerment, and entertainment, all in one station.
What's really going on? Free enterprise.
You did?
KBLA Talk 1580. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
King Kong ain't got on me.
Hazel, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go, so I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just
Keisha.
ask Ronald exactly what's going on because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side.
What up?
Heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, but man, I'm about to bring the pain. We sing to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
Mike's out whenever you're ready.
Yeah! The voice of reason back in the building. So much to talk about, so little time. I've got to have this conversation, especially after yesterday's discussion. Yesterday's discussion, we were talking about the great Bishop T.D. Jakes saying that you shouldn't take a sandwich, lunch, I paraphrase, you shouldn't take lunch money from your wife. Basically it's a spiritual demotion, right? And you're not a man, because men pour in, right? That's what he said. Men pour in. That's what men are supposed to do. They're supposed to pour in. Now, philosophically speaking, I have a different take. I respect the great T.D. Jakes and the incredible work that he and the Potter's House has done. And I can respect you and respectfully disagree with you and still honor you and hold you up and all of that. But what's interesting for me is I always throw in the wealth information, the wealth gap information. There is a huge wealth gap in America. And I believe the effects of the wealth gap causes people to do strange things in relationships, usually around transactionalism. Right? You've heard me say this on this show before. We are a culture of getters. And on a higher level, a culture of takers. It's what I can get or what I can take, what I can get away with. We're not a culture of givers. We give conditionally, right? We give with stipulations, which leads me to today's topic. I think this, I did this show many years ago. I don't know who came up with the term. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was a friend of mine who, I think it was my homeboy Truth, who was working with me on my show for years when I was at the Foxhole on Sirius XM. And I think we did this show back then. But I wanted to put a twist on it, especially in light of yesterday's show. Tonight's topic, the HoboSexual double standard, right? A deeper look at men/women who seek, and I love the way Donna Michi framed it, they fake in a relationship in order to avoid being homeless and broke. Now, why do I call it a double standard? Because women can, basically not have any direction. And I'm not saying that most women don't have direction. I'm just saying because we're conditioned and socialized, as the great bishop said, men pour in. So it makes sense for a man to say, okay, come stay with me, until you figure out what you want to do. Especially if she has the two physical currencies, beauty and booty. Now, can we just tell the truth tonight? Right? I'm just saying now, HoboSexual. Oh, God. Why is it that most women can get away with, slide, or get a pass for living bill and ambition free off of her man? I'll tell you why. Because we've been socialized that men pour in. Men are the protectors and the providers, right? Irrespective of the wealth gap, irrespective of the lowered value of the dollar, men are expected, and we have been conditioned to shoulder the load. This is not to say that there aren't single moms out there that are playing both roles as dad and mom. We're not saying that. We're not talking to y'all. It's a whole different group of people out here that could be labeled HoboSexuals, using their private parts to pay rent. Oh, Lord. 1-800-920-1580. How should you deal with relationship freeloaders? Oh, they're real. When we come forward, the phone lines are going to be cracking. 1-800-920-1580. Let's talk about it. The VOR is live on KBLA Talk.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the voice of
Tiara, what's wrong, girl?
I thought getting my bachelor's degree was going to get me out of this dead-end job.
What up, y'all?
Money. It seems a bachelor's just doesn't...
HoboSexuality!
Tiara, now you really have to get a master's degree to maximize your earning potential.
I know, but with a full-time job, kids, and family responsibilities, I don't have the time to go back to school.
I went back to school for my master's and got it done in
A
2
fair
years.
exchange is no
I
robberies,
went to the
though.
California Institute of Advanced
I love it. What up, y'all?
MBA
Big
degree
Evel,
program, and you don't
Identity
need to
Withheld,
take the
True
GRE
Monger,
The program is hybrid.
Gary's
Half the
World.
classes are on campus
Come
on
on.
weekends, and the other half are online.
Weekends
Quintessential
on campus and the rest
One.
online? I can handle that.
Tasman
What if I can't afford to get my
James.
MBA?
California
Nazarene
Institute of Advanced
X.
Management has financial aid
Third
and
Eye,
scholarships
what
available.
up?
And they're enrolling now for
Paparazzi.
classes.
Hey, you already see it. Rob B in here already. Twos and Fuse crews.
Activate.
Activate.
What was the website?
Travis
Remember?
Booker,
Text online
aloha
right now,
from
CYATU,
Honolulu.
or call 626
What up, what up, what up?
1500. Enroll for
Hey,
fall 2022 classes
the
and get your future started
George
today.
24, thank you for the super chat.
Hi,
We
I'm
appreciate
an
it. Davey D,
California
thank you
Honda
for the
fixer,
cash
and
app.
This is what happened when I called
Everybody
Tall
get in
Light
here,
with a
hit the like
random
button, hit the like button, catch the likes up. Harvey Wolf in the building. Davey Lee in the building. Sarah with Sundays. Hey, Sarah, I heard you feel better.
Okay.
You made us miss a show, Sarah, and you wasn't really sick.
And then that eventually put me behind on my payments for school. And
DJ Vibes, what up, what up, what up, what up?
That's why we're going to pay off the money you owe for
Don
these
Philly,
classes, so you can
215.
get back to nursing school.
Esteban, 74,
And we're going to
James.
pay you for sharing your story on the radio.
SOS Rio.
I'm so happy.
Rob, 78B. I'm just
Today,
naming
we help
everybody
train
that I
someone to
see.
help others. And with new vehicles arriving daily, we can help you too
Mike
with great deals
Swagger.
on award-winning Hondas, like the all-new 2023
Mrs.
HRV.
Carson,
Visit
what up?
SoCalHondaDealers.com to find the helpful SoCal Honda dealer near you.
Live in a minute.
California Crusader newspaper would like
Are
to
you
thank
letting
all of our subscribers for
Mr.
their support
Long
throughout the
John?
years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles
I
and
gotta
South
say
Bay areas
that.
for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a
Are you letting
multicultural
Mr.
black-owned
Long
and dedicated
John
newspaper
or
that focuses on
Mrs.
providing
Big
newsworthy
Booty
information
Brenda
to people in our community.
lay up
We're
rent
constantly
free?
looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can
Y'all
participate by
stupid.
suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories
Identity
on the
withheld,
California
man. Good
Crusader
looking.
newspaper community
Let's
share
get it
Facebook
started.
group page.
Identity withheld said he's here for it.
Cruise-news.com.
Hey,
That's
the phone lines.
californianews.com.
Let's
Then click
get
on
the
submit
phone
now
lines
button located on the
active.
top right corner of
I
the
want to get
homepage.
y'all
Or
opinion
text
on this.
CCN to 42828.
Let's get the likes to match
Text
too.
CCN
1-800-920-1580.
The California Crusader newspaper. Working together
1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. Let's go. Let's go. Playlist is dumb.
The voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, Rakim, what's up? Yo, I'm doing an R&D, man. I'm trying to get paid in full. Well, check this out. Since Norby Waltz is our agency, right? True. Karen Lewis is our agent. Word up. Zakia and 4th and Broadway is our record company. Indeed. Okay, so who we rolling with then? We rolling with Rush, our Rush Town Management. So check this out. Since we talking over this deaf beat right here that I put together, I want to hear some of them deaf rhymes. You know what I'm saying? And together, we can get paid in full. Thinking of a master plan. This ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands. So I dig into my pocket, all my money spent. So I get deeper, but still coming up with lint. So I start my mission, leave my residence. Thinking how could I get some dead presidents? I need money. I used to be a stick-up kid, so I think of all the devious things I did.
I used to roll up. This is a hole up.
Ain't nothing funny, stop smiling.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned. The playlist is my co-host, Eric B. and Rakim, paid in full. And a lot of couples want to work together, man, because together we can get paid in full. We want to build something, right? Homosexuality is on the rise, apparently. Let me ask a question. Would anybody categorize the great thespian Denzel Washington as a one-time homosexual? He has praised his wonderful wife, Pauletta, for having his back and holding him down while he was still sharpening his tool, sharpening his craft. No one would ever consider Denzel Washington as a homosexual. No one would consider him as less of a man because his wife paid for his dentistry when he couldn't. That's the story that's out there. I don't know how true it is. Allegedly, but apparently she had his back before he was the great Denzel Washington. Is there something wrong with a woman holding down a talented man until he gets his sea legs? And is there a double standard? Right? Men are conditioned to believe and to think and to act, right, as the protector and the provider. How many men out there have protected and provided for a wayward woman? Wayward in the sense that maybe, unlike Denzel, she had no talent. She was just cute. She had no purpose, no focus, no direction. She was just beautiful. And, dare I say, dare I say, most men probably wouldn't hold down a woman who had purpose that hadn't found her sea legs. Can we be honest? Right? She hadn't found, her footing, in her particular industry or lane. She hasn't found her voice yet, but she's talented. Do you think men would just keep her around for sex? For the most part? Or, because this is a very interesting take too. I think a lot of men are intimidated by women who are in their purpose. See, a woman in her purpose will not be subject to your wallet or the demands that comes with your wallet, I should say. A woman who's in her purpose, right? A lot of men are, and ladies, call in, tell me if I'm wrong. There are a lot of men out there that are intimidated by intelligent women, women who can articulate, women who can think for themselves, women who are exceedingly smart, right? Because men like to have all the answers, especially when it comes to their woman. Am I right or wrong? Somebody call me 1-800-920-1580. I can't tell this woman nothing. She know about everything. Sometimes men are intimidated by that. But I do believe that there is a double standard. Men will not be frowned upon, I will say in general, maybe by women in their family. Let me take that back. Maybe women in their family, because I've seen that happen. Mamas, that girl ain't got nothing going on. She needs something to do. That she hanging on to you. She clinging on to you, boy. She know you going places. The worst thing that can happen is that you give her a baby and now you're on the hook. Is that a HoboSexual? Anybody who gonna live with somebody and try to have a relationship with somebody that ain't got nothing to do, ain't got no business except the business of sex. Is that the classical definition of a HoboSexual? 1-800-920-1580. True or false? Because men are supposed to be the protector and the provider, women can't be seen as relationship freeloaders. Is there a HoboSexuality double standard? I ask again. Women can't be seen as relationship freeloaders? We're living in a time of the greatest wealth inequality in the history of money, according to Piketty, right? Get the book by Piketty. It's a great book. Wealth in the 21st Century is what it's called, by Thomas Piketty. Right now, the wealth gap. So I bring up the wealth gap to say this. Wouldn't dual incomes matter more today than ever before? So sometimes stereotypes and social conditioning and these double standards or these ideas about what men should be, even in perilous times, might need to be rewritten, might need to be updated. So when we hear the great bishop say You're less of a man if your woman has your back, if your woman holds you down while you find your footing. Who agrees with this? Call me right now, 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. We got Richie Rich, Pasadena in the building. Let's set it off.
Yeah, what's happening, Big Zo, man? So look, yeah, I'm an ex-homosexual, man. You feel what I'm saying? Throughout my 20s, man, I was in and out the clinker, and my mind was all in the streets. So it was only a select few women that was courageous enough to deal with me. But the ones that did, yeah, they housed me and they took care of me. But on my end, I held them down too because I didn't have a job. You know, I was there. I was accessible to them. I was able to either go to Jackie Robinson, get my physique together, and I was giving them the best wood they could find in the street. You know what I'm saying? So now that I'm older, though, the tables have flipped. The tables have turned. Excuse me. I got my spot, and the past two chicks, they've been homosexuals, and I recognize game. You feel what I'm saying? And I say all that to say this. Most of the time, it be your homies, your family members that try to critique the situation. But as long as y'all know what's going on and y'all being honest with each other and y'all keeping it real with each other, that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
All right. I appreciate the call. You brought Dina into the building. Thank you. Ladies, you know you've dated a Build-A-Bear or Build-A-Bay. You know you've dated a Build-A-Bay where you tried to pour into him. According to the great bishop, women are not supposed to pour into men. I need to hear women's thoughts. Ladies, get up here. Call me, 1-800-920-1580. The people in my chat room are on fire right now. Is your adult partner just your adult infant? If they can't take care of themselves and you're taking care of them, should you claim them on your taxes as a dependent? Oh, God. 1-800-920-1580. Are you letting Mr. Long John or Mrs. Big Booty Brenda lay up rent free? That's a down south term. Laying up. Now, here's the question. Why would any of us attract somebody that doesn't match our drive? See, that this is a lot of people don't think this far into it. If you got drive and you've got hustle and you're on your grind all the time, why would you attract, or why is it that you may attract people who have an opposite grind than you? Here's a notion. You might not believe in your grind. Remember what I said. You don't have to listen now. Remember what I said in previous shows. You don't have to do, or the person that comes into your life doesn't have to do the exact same thing to you that you do to yourself. At the end of the day, it is a vibrational match. It is an energetic match. Now, if you grinding on the outside, but on the inside, you don't believe that it'll lead to anything, you might attract somebody that lacks hustle. And what are they there to do? Illuminate those parts of yourself, your consciousness, right? Bring it to your consciousness to say, hey, man, you might have some limiting beliefs that serve as blockages that keep you from achieving what it is you doing all this hard work for, right? Somebody in my chat room, the Book of Roni said, does your ambition need Viagra? Yes, a lot of people do. A lot of people attract people that on the surface looks as if they are incompatible. But you have to remember, opposites can always be reconciled. And opposites are they appear to be totally different, but in reality, they are two ends of the same spectrum. So again, if you're grinding and you out there putting your work in, but you're insecure about the return on that work, you may attract somebody who reflects that back to you. So it will illuminate what you have to do in terms of your mindset, changes in your mindset about grinding. Some people feel like, man, if I don't put the work in, if I don't get this money, it's over for me, right? It's over for me. I can't get no women. I can't get nowhere in life. I can't get the car I want. I can't get, you get what I'm saying? If you're doing anything in your life that has fear a part of it, that has uncertainty, doubt a part of it. And when I say fear, uncertainty, and doubt, whenever you push back on fear, right? When you fight fear, it gets stronger. When you push back on doubt, it gets stronger. When you push back, listen to what I'm saying. Carl Jung, what we resist persists. It's not about fighting fear. It's not about fighting uncertainty. It's not about fighting doubt. It's about letting it live there without judgment, and it'll go away. Whatever attention you give, right? Those qualities, I should say, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, it gets stronger. So, how is it that you can attract a homosexual? First off, you might lack sexual discipline in and of yourself, right? Right? We talk about aesthetic currencies, beauty and booty. And if you don't have any sexual discipline, brother, you might fall victim to the cute girl that has no purpose. Same for the sister. If you have no sexual discipline, you may fall victim to the brother that's trying to pay rent with his member. 1-800-920. I know this is a tough conversation. Can your genitalia be used as a form of payment while living with your significant other? If so, how long can good sex serve as a payment for household bills? Somebody in the chat room said Zoe is all on my toes tonight. Listen, I'm just having a real conversation. Now, you can have a couple where one may be doing better, right? One may be doing better than the other. And there is an agreement in place. Let's talk about what kind of agreement that is when we come forward.
Let's see if I got pulled. Hit the studio, cause I'm paid full. Kim, check this out. Yo, you go to your girl's house and I go to mine. My girl is...
Hey, y'all gotta call in. Ronan, you killing with these. Hey, I packed up everybody's book today. Yours too, Ronan. Everybody's book got packed up.
It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Kevin Brown. Here's the latest from the Black Information.
Hey, what was I saying?
Across the St. Louis area
when I come forward, what am I going to talk about?
In just a few hours. One person is.
Do y'all remember what I said I was going to cover?
From vehicles trapped in floodwaters. The National Weather Service has issued a life-threatening flash flood emergency warning. Senator Elizabeth Warren wants federal regulators to crack down on airlines as air travel continues to be anything but
agreements
for millions
there we
of
go.
Americans. The Massachusetts Democrat and California Democratic Senator
agreements.
Alex Padilla sent a letter to Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg urging him to aggressively hold airlines accountable.
Are you addicted to a sex
The
squatter?
Weeknd is partnering with Universal Studios for its annual Halloween Horror Nights. Select tracks from his latest album will be reimagined into a horror movie soundtrack for the Weeknd after-hours nightmare experience. That's the latest.
I love it.
Kevin Brown from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
If you're a Rick Fox looking Tupac energy having brother.
Western Hemisphere, but earthquakes, hurricanes and COVID have
You
made
remember,
life even more
it
difficult
paved
for
the way
families.
in
You
life.
can help rebuild Haiti with Compassion International.
At
by
least for the
texting
first
Word Radio
50
to
years.
97646.
This is a rather bold pronouncement.
Man, y'all should call in with these comments, man. I know you're used to the chat, but y'all should call in.
And more diversity on the air than KBLA Talk 1580. We sure would like to hear about your discovery. You got to have vision. You can search. We are confident that you won't find more shows covering more topics, hosted by a more diverse and inclusive lineup of talkers than the squad we have assembled here at KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the time, brothers. This is the time.
We've got something for everybody.
That's right.
Health and healing, history and humor, issues and events, empowerment and entertainment, all in one station.
What's really going on? Free enterprise, you dig?
KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
King Kong ain't got on me.
Are you tired of skinny jeans and clothes that don't fit? We believe that masculinity needs to return to today's society in a healthy manner.
There's no better.
Hey, everybody hit that like button. We almost there on the likes.
Your attire. Wear clothes that resonate.
When she
Speak to your
can't buy stream, what?
and promote
Wait, let me read it over here.
positive masculinity.
When she can't buy stream off boiled hot water.
www.masculinityclothing.
But got that hot water.
KBLA welcomes the 10-year celebration of the Whitehall Arts Academy.
Y'all wildin'.
Free LA block party on Sunday, July 31st from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. on 54th Street between 4th and 7th Avenue. There will be music, food trucks, games, various vendors, and live entertainment.
Bill Withers used me. Bill Withers used me.
Powered by Chase, hosted by KBLA's own Donna Michi, and an Art of Video Games panel powered by TEC. Lamert featuring
Dang it, Tammy.
artist at
From Musty
Ashanti
Meat
United
Mike.
Church, plus a parent education and advocacy panel.
Mouth
powered by
money is a
Maggie
real?
at The Knowledge Shop. Backpack giveaways while supplies last, and main stage performances by Jordan Banks, DJ Quest Coast, DJ Bad, Band on Fire, Shanae, Mousse, and more. Visit rocktheblock.com.
Are you easy on the eyes,
For more
yet
information on the
economically
10-year celebration
unattractive?
of the Whitehall Arts Academy Rock the Block LA Block Party on July 31st.
Are you a
from 1
motivational
p.m.
mud
to 7
duck?
p.m. on 54th Street between
Ronan
4th and
is in the
7th
building.
August 6th and 7th, KBLA Talk 1580 welcomes the Taste of Inglewood Jazz Festival, happening at Edward Vincent Jr. Park in Inglewood, California, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. with performances from national artists like Eric Benet, Chrisette Michelle, Eric Roberson, and Kindred Family Soul, plus Frank McComb, Cy Smith, Rastine Calhoun, Aaron Stevenson, Biscuits and Gravy, Derek Bordeaux, Siobhan Sharpine, Loud Teaser Band, Jacquees Ledger, Malik Rice, David Broussard, Phil Denny, Amelia Butterfly, and El Young. Get your general admission and VIP tickets now at tasteofinglewood.com for Inglewood's premier street fair and music festival, happening on August 6th and 7th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Edward Vincent Jr. Park. That's tasteofinglewood.com. Don't miss Eric Benet, Chrisette Michelle,
In the
Eric
infamous
Roberson,
words
Kindred
of
Family
God,
Soul,
I
Frank
like
McComb,
good
Cy
shows
Smith,
though.
and more. Tickets on sale now
Yeah.
at tasteofinglewood.com.
What y'all waiting on? Call in.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box?
Can y'all call in or
Is
not?
this tree good for climbing?
What?
How are baby
Y'all on punishment? Y'all in jail?
do?
Y'all don't have access to phones?
About everything, inclething guns.
Pink
Talking to them
slip
about gun safety in your
partnership.
home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep
Ronan
your
is
guns
on
locked,
fire
unloaded,
tonight.
and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Venture X
Phone check.
Capital One is the travel card for people always asking.
Where next?
You earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars, and 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and 2x miles on everything else you buy with Venture X. Plus, receive premium
Yeah,
travel
Ronan in
benefits
here
and
cutting
access
up.
to over 1,300 airport lounges. The Venture X card from
I
Capital
would, but I'm
One
on her
lets your
Wi-Fi.
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You took the first step and quit smoking.
11:30.
But even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan.
Wait, my
to detect
phone bill
lung
set
cancer
up on
early.
my girl.
It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life.
Y'all gotta call
You
in
took
with
the
this
first step.
shit. It's
Now take the
genius.
next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org.
I dare y'all to call in with these jokes.
Eligible and
Y'all got funny, man. These jokes is fire. I dare you to call in and say this.
Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't let the days of your life pass by. You need to get up, get out, and get something. Don't spend all your time trying to get high. You need to get up, get out, and get something. How will you make it if you never even try? You need to get up, get out, and get something. Cause you and I got to do for you and I. I don't recall ever graduating at all. Sometimes I feel like that's a disappointment to y'all. Every day I just stay around, then I can't be found. Always asking if we some different life like a prom. Times is rough. My auntie got enough problems of her own.
Homosexuality is on the rise. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Outcast featuring Goody Mob. Get up, get out, and do something is the name of the record. Hey. The Voice of Reason is on fire tonight. We turned up. Hey, I was going to jump to my agreements, right? Now that we've come full circle after coming forward, I wanted to talk about agreements you should have. But I got a special guest on the line. Oh, Lord, I got to get this brother in here. He is in my chat room dropping some of the coldest one-liners as it pertains to this topic. Brother Ronan, who is known as the Book of Ronan in my chat room from Indianapolis. Hey, brother, just don't curse and we good. Indianapolis, Indiana in the building right now. Talk to me, man.
Oh, yes, in this week's episode of Love and Flip Flop, we're going to be talking about homosexuality.
Oh, no. Hey, Ronan said something crazy. He said in the chat, he said, are you easy on the eyes, yet economically unattractive? Are you a motivational mud duck? A motivational mud duck. No, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And let me just say this, and I'm going to throw it to you, Ronan. Since COVID, people got used to them PPPs. They got used to those little double ups from the government, 600 here, 600 there, whatever. They got used to that money. They got used to being off work. Now they don't want to go to work. So now the homosexuality movement is starting to gain some traction. Talk to me about it, brother.
Well, when you think about it, it's like there's people who are bartering their integrity and intent when it comes to these partnerships. When you got people who are lacking financially, they provide things probably sexually or socially. And on the other end, the one who has the place to stay, those are the ones who end up being mostly emotionally homeless or worse. So both of them are just robbing and stealing from each other to an extent. But if you don't have boundaries, if you don't have a set of rules and regulations to make sure you help that person get to where they need to be, now you guys are going to start becoming spiteful roommates or worse.
Keep going, Ronan. Keep going. I mean, hey, Ronan, I got another one you said. Are you addicted to a sex squatter? What in the world is a sex squatter? Talk to me, Ronan. Are there lonely people out there who figure I'm doing well enough? I just need somebody to come into my life and take care of me on the sex side of the game. They ain't got to be on nothing. They ain't got to be about nothing. Is that what's happening, Ronan?
Yes, that's what's happening a lot. You saw that especially with 2020 with the COVID, where you had like bareback squatters who were just, figured it's economically sound to lay up with someone in the house. They wasn't going nowhere. And it kind of limited them because of their mobility, financially and socially. And then when the boundaries let up, you start seeing the real them. People like really broke out the spot, or some stuck around because it was convenient. But it's again, what at the cost of that convenience? What are you really paying?
Because again, people don't listen. People do not understand the spiritual nature of relationships.
Yes.
Listen, yes, you might be bored, you might be doing it because you think it's fun, but that one person that you thought really didn't mean that much starts reflecting your work back to you, the stuff that you avoid dealing with about yourself, and then it becomes far more serious than you ever thought it could be. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I'll say that again.
You didn't hear that last piece.
Yeah, the last part. Sorry.
No, I'm saying then the relationship, which you thought was superficial and predicated on just hanging out and having fun or passing the time, it gets far more serious than you ever thought it could be when that biofeedback in the relationship starts to happen.
Yeah, emotions get involved. Even a baby comes out of that situation. So now the dynamics change. So now you feel that person, instead of having a mutual bond sexually on a carnal level, now someone feels like they're held hostage. And that's where people start, use that leverage. You really see the dark nature of that person or people.
Wow. Listen, can we say this and agree on this, Ronan?
Okay.
I talked about it yesterday. It is no measure of health to be fully integrated into a sick society, right? It is no measure of health, right? Krishnamurti, we talked about this before. Society is sick. We also brought up Dr. Joy DeGruy, post-traumatic slave disorder. Is it safe to say that right now, fun and stimulation shouldn't be the first thing you're looking for when it's time to interact with another person in a relationship? Is it safe to say that shouldn't be at the top of the list of priorities?
It should be safe to say that. You need to understand what you're dealing with. All that fun requires you to be safe, secure, understanding who you're with and who you're dealing with. Some people use fun as an opening to a lot of things that are personal.
I love it, brother. I love it. I love it.
They intention. So.
Woo! Hey, Ronan, you brought Indianapolis in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580 KBLA. Zoe Williams is here right now, the voice of reason, and I'm telling you right now, we've got a lot to talk about. The HoboSexual double standard. Why is it a double standard? Because, again, men are socialized to do as Bishop T.D. Jakes said. We're socialized to pour into women, to protect women, to provide for women. So it's not such a big deal when men can shelter a woman who is trying to get her sea legs in this crazy world. But if the reverse happens, the man that she's doing that for, can we say some of the superlatives that he is called? He's her son. He's her child. Eesh. Are there more homosexuals in America than any place else? I'd like to know. Have you ever been so sexually whipped that your significant other could get you to do anything by increasing or restricting the lovemaking? Oh, goodness. Listen. I don't think is sex a currency? I think it is. I think sex is a relationship currency. When we come forward, Zoe Williams is going to talk about those agreements that I mentioned in the previous segment. We have still got a lot to talk about.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
You didn't curse!
Chris Brown breaks 2 Billboard records with his latest.
Hey, why are the ladies so afraid to call in?
Here, and this is your K-Block.
Are you losing?
R&B singer Chris
Are you a
Brown
longtime
recently
user of
complained
air?
about the lack of promotion
Wow.
for his latest project, Breezy. However, it's been reported that Chris has set a Billboard
Wow.
record, 2 to be exact. Brown overtook the previous record set by The Weeknd on the Hot R&B Songs chart, surpassing him as the artist with the most charted songs with a total of 79. And
The ladies are terrified.
71.
They might be.
Artists at the top of the Hot R&B charts are Drake with 56 songs, Khalid with 43, and Bryson Tiller with 41. Plus, Brown took over Elvis Presley's record for most Billboard Hot 100 songs with 112 entries,
What up?
surpassing Elvis's 109 recorded entries.
We got folks in here. We got more likes.
On this on our socials by hitting us at KBLA.
Somebody said, "What's your story?" So this sounds, it's not personal to me.
Attention seniors on
You're-
Medicare and Medicaid.
You'd be
or
surprised what my
receiving
life
extra
looked
help for
like.
prescription drugs. We have great news.
This ain't personal
You can
to me.
change or enroll into a Medicare plan every 3 months if you qualify. All
Oh
from the
man,
comfort
if
and
you
safety
saw
of
how
your
my
own
life
home.
was, really,
Over
you'd
the
be
phone.
like,
No one even needs to come to your home. And in minutes, we'll tell you all about some additional new Medicare benefits for you, like dental,
straight
vision,
cock blocking
hearing,
myself in the
transportation,
streets.
and more.
Hey,
Call us. We'll
Daniel
explain all your
Latham,
new Medicare
I
benefits.
appreciate you, man.
Premiums are as low as $0
We're at
per month.
$41.97.
Even if you're not paying anything for your coverage now, you need to
We
call
appreciate
our licensed
it.
agents to review your plan. There are zero-cost plans available in some
PPP,
areas. Don't wait till next year.
pre-pornographic
Get all the
partnership
Medicare
loans.
benefits you deserve. Call a licensed agent today.
800-430-6748.
Hey,
800-430-6748.
somebody said Corey said.
That's 800-430-6748.
You can say whatever. You got to know the game. You got to know what's really happening. Salute to the Twos and Fuse crew.
Reminding you, when we fight, we win. Central
Skeet
CSO
relief,
organizes for the rights of the undocumented. Quality public
Hey, man, the
education
chat
and
room is on
supporting
fire.
in solidarity other communities seeking social justice.
The ladies are
Central
scared.
CSO stands for
Don't be scared,
Chicana
ladies.
X, self-determination, defending public education, and fighting for all oppressed
Hey, some of
people
these
in Brooklyn
one-liners
Heights and East Los
are
Angeles. Find Central
genius.
CSO meetings every third Wednesday. Visit online at centralcso.wordpress.com or on
Hey,
Instagram.
and by the way,
at
Zoe is
Central
spelled
CS. This is
Z-O.
a community call to action from KBLA
It's everywhere.
Talk 15.
You've never seen me spell my name Z-O-E. That's Zoe.
More of the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Right now on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, I go by the name of Vibrational from the Neptunes, and I just want to let y'all know I'm no pusher. The world is about to feel something that they never felt before. From ghetto to ghetto, the backyard to yard, I sell it with one whip. It's off the hard, I'm the neighborhood pusher. Call me subwoofer, cause I pump bass like that jack. On or off the track, I'm heavy cuz ball to your fathers, you can duck to the Betty Gov. Sorry my love, but I'm seeing through these eyes. Benz convoys with the wagon on the side. Only big boys keep deuces on the ride. Gucci truck Taylor with the wagon on the side. Man, I make a buck, why scram? I'm trying to show y'all who the fuck I am. The Jews is flirting, be damned if I'm hurting. Legend in 2 games like I'm Pee-wee Kirkland. Platinum on the block with consistent hits. While Pharrell keep talking this music.
Grinding. Listen, the voice of reason has returned. Full circle after coming forward. If your partner doesn't match your grind, is that a deal breaker? So here are some agreements, right? Number one, if you're single, these agreements have to be very, very flexible. I tell my son all the time, if he's in, somebody's trying to get him to sponsor a product or use him to sponsor or to be the face of their product, I always tell him, non-exclusive deal, and the length of the deal has to be short. Non-exclusive, because you might want to go do other things, and you don't want to be locked down to this one thing. So make sure the deal is non-exclusive. That's number one. Number two, and I'm using this as an example for relationships. Number two, the length of the contract. See, when you single, you ain't got no skin in the game. Say single, no kids, there's really no skin in the game. So those beliefs and agreements that you have in place for this particular interaction have to be very loose. They have to be very loose in the event that you might want to change direction one day. Make no promises, make nothing, none of that. And make it clear, hey, this is just us, enjoying each other, right? That length of that agreement is important too. You don't want to get tied up in an agreement for too long. I tell my son, if you're doing a deal with somebody, 6 months. And then let's renegotiate after 6 months, right? It's really that simple. In these relationships, oftentimes we're not thinking like that. So what we tend to do is go on with it without, real agreements. And if we do have some basic agreements, they're real inflexible. They're really inflexible, right? So, and then there's no time. We don't put a time. Hey, we're going to check in every 60 days. We don't do that. We tend to go on until it stops feeling good. And that's when whatever limited toolbox we have for conflict management shows up. Listen, I gotta move forward one more time, but I still have a lot to talk about. The VOR is on fire tonight.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear.
Timeshare booty. Oh, hell no.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti.
Hey, I gotta shout out some people. VDP.
Didn't wait.
I was short of breath.
Lloyd Hinton in the building. VDP twice.
Didn't wait.
They told
I gotta
their
shout
doctors
some
and
people
found
out.
They have atrial fibrillation.
We appreciate
a condition
y'all,
which
man.
Makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath,
Who authored
fatigue,
the double
or
standard?
lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your
Who
doctor.
authored? Man, these are questions y'all should call. Twos and Fews come through tonight. Nikki Tyson, I see you.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that when we fight, we win. Community Coalition trains activists and organizers in order to support power building.
Hey, and I'm gonna say
Black,
this.
brown, indigenous, and people of color.
Hey, Neek is the night. What up? I'm gonna say this too. Everybody in here, somebody hit that super chat. Show them love.
Violence and poverty by building a community
And then for me,
that involves thousands
personally,
in creating,
part of my
influencing,
success
and changing public policy.
is being an enigma. I don't want nobody to know about me. What the fuck I got going on? It's none of your business. And that's the way it should be. Especially for a public figure, man, I don't want nobody to know shit about what's cracking with me. That's my get down. That's how I move.
Generating billions of dollars by redirecting them to South LA schools and foster care. In addition, community
Fucking social media done told us we supposed to reveal all this shit. No, I ain't giving up nothing.
active membership body. To become a member, get
No.
a referral, or get support for your nonprofit.
No.
Visit cocosouthla.org. That's
Not today.
cocosouthla.org.
Not this
Or
evening.
323-750-9087.
Nobody's business.
This is a community call to action.
Yeah, everybody show love to the people that have done it. Of course, Vanetta Culver did it. They can Google these nuts.
The voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
What y'all wanna do? Wanna be ballers, shot callers, brawlers? We'll be dipping in the Benz with the spoilers. On the low from the Jake and the Taurus. Trying to get my hands on some grants like Horace. Yeah, living the raw deal. 3-course meal, spaghetti, fettuccine, and veal. But still, everything's real in the field. And what you can't have now, leave when you will.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason got KBLA on fire. The hottest relationship topic show in the game. We got the best topics. We're going to push the envelope. We're going to go philosophical. We're going to go spiritual. We're going to go hood. We're going to go intellectual. We're going to go ebonic. We're going to go all over the place. The topics are on fire. You can only hear them here exclusively on Tavis Smiley's KBLA Talk 1580. The voice of reason is live. And we have a sister in the house right now. I was going to go even deeper into what I was saying, but I love it when sisters call the show. We got Stacy from Greensboro, North Carolina in the building. North Cackalack, get in here and talk to us.
What's up, though?
How you doing, Stacy? What's cracking?
It's all good over here. I don't know about y'all ladies out there, but I can smell a hobo from miles away.
My day is great. I asked this question because we know that women have been accused of taking in strays. I've heard women call men strays, taking in projects, build-a-bears, build-a-bays, right? So my question is, when you know you have a project, first off, you never stop being a project. But when you know you have a project in your significant other, and he ain't got his stuff together, he's not lined up, he doesn't know what he wants to do, you tell me, as a woman, you may know women like this, how do you guys justify working it out with him? Like, no direction, no focus, nothing. He's not Denzel. He's not, this high-level thespian where you can see the end of the tunnel. How do you guys work that out? How do you guys tell yourself? How do you convince yourself to keep going?
You don't. It depends on the age of the woman and the man. And if there's any addictions involved. I'm not completely innocent of this. I've had my, I've dealt with one good one, and that was enough. But there's addictions involved, and there's no getting around that if they don't even realize it.
Oh, so you're saying there's a sex addiction involved?
No, I don't even mean that. I just mean like addictions to drugs or alcohol.
Oh, I see. That person may have an addiction. Got it.
Yes. So that draws the line right there after so long.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a project, you don't know that you're a project,
mm-hmm.
and you're doing absolutely nothing, it's only a matter of time before they're going to dip out or you're going to get cut loose.
But what if they're just addicted to lethargy? What if they're addicted to just being lazy?
Then that means they're doing nothing, and it's only a matter of time.
Well, time is more valuable than money, right? Time is more valuable than money. So why would you give them any time when you recognize that they might have an addiction to laziness?
I personally wouldn't give it any time.
I got you. Listen, let me tell you, Stacy, we got to come forward, but I appreciate you for heeding the call to call into the Voice of Reason. You know you got a space here. Anytime you want to call, you can call me. Thank you so much. Stacy in the building. You brought your city, Greensboro, North Carolina. When we come forward, we're going to talk to one of our favorites, my brother, your brother, Sean from the Bay Area.
So while you sleep, I'm a scheme. You see through, so why nobody never gonna believe you. You should do what we do, stack chips like don't let the melody intrigue you, cause I'll leave you. I'm only here for that green
paper. Ronan, stop. Have you signed / renewed your cheek meat leasing agreement?
KBLA 1580.
Hey, Stacy. Good looking, Stacy. Thank you for the call.
Network. There's heavy flooding across the St. Louis area after storms dumped as much as 10 inches of rain in just a few hours. One person has been killed. People have been evacuated from homes and rescued from vehicles trapped in floodwaters.
Nikki Tyson, you the next one. Come on in, Nikki.
Emergency warning. Senator Elizabeth Warren wants federal regulators to crack down on airlines as air travel continues to be anything but smooth.
Who is that?
for millions of Americans.
Erica 34.
Democrat and
No, they
California
allowed
Democratic
those
Senator
Build-A-Bears
Alex Padilla sent
to
a
stay
letter to
because
Transportation
call in and talk to us for real, Erica.
aggressively hold airlines
Hey, here's the
accountable.
number, 1-800-920-1580.
With Universal Studios for its annual
Erica, call in. I want to hear from the sisters. Talk to us, because y'all deal with us, right? Y'all deal with us men who might not be of the highest level of respect, right? Call
They
in.
say to never mess with the classics, but Panera did that and more with their new chef's chicken sandwiches. Pan-seared chicken, a secret garlic aioli recipe, Parmesan crisps, and pickled chips all on a buttery brioche roll. Try one for only a $1 delivery
Somebody
fee
said
when
true.
you order on their app. Restrictions apply.
Excuse me.
Heru Ali is active. Heru Ali is active. Heru set the tone. Let me say where we are right now. We at 121. Heru set a benchmark. Are we going to hit Heru's benchmark? It's called a roommate for a reason, though. I see it. Heru Ali just set the tone.
Hey, I sure appreciate that. KBLA Talk 1580. We got you covered round the clock. Racism, we got you. Progressive politics.
Yo, what up, what up, what up, what up?
We have you covered.
Ladies, call in. Don't be afraid. I will handle you with care.
Like you and me. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome home, LA. We're all in this together. Let's get it on. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm late trying to catch the topic. We'll call soon. That's what I want to hear. Hobosexuals.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble,
We appreciate everybody for hitting the like button.
Become your soulmate. Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and
Can you guys hear?
Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't here, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
Oh, is that right?
Mama's baby.
Let me know. Can y'all hear?
I have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like the kids. There's something wrong with that.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. I hit you with a bad patch routine. How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches the nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside.
Good.
They don't show that
All right. Yeah.
How do you rate women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Me and my niggas tryna get it, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. Hit the house, they tell me, is you with it, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. Home invasion was persuasive. From 9 to 5, I know it's vacant, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. Dreams of living life like rappers do. Back when condom rappers wasn't cool. They wasn't cool. I fucked Sherane and went to tell my bros. Then Usher Rain and Let It Burn came on. I start falling, I top rhyming, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. Off the car, then we start rhyming, yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. The only thing we had to free our mind. Then freeze that verse when we see dollar signs.
Ladies and gentlemen, you already know who that is. Legendary Los Angelino from legendary Compton, California. You know who it is. Brother Kendrick Lamar. Money Trees. I will say this. Coming into the second hour, still got a lot to talk about. The Voice of Reason is live on KBLA Talk 1580. The HoboSexual double standard. And the definition of homosexual is somebody who uses their sexuality in order to find a place to stay, right? They try to build fake relationships, and they try to use their sexual prowess, or they use their sexual prowess as a means of currency. Somebody in the chat room said acrimony, like the movie Acrimony. Oh man, Tyler Perry's Acrimony, where the woman in the movie was, using her family's resources to take care of her guy, and she was doing it while at the same time she was still disgruntled while she was doing it. And eventually she broke up with the dude, left him alone, and then he goes off to become this multi-gazillionaire, and also gave her money, broke her off money, but she was still salty because she gave up on the project. There are a lot of women out there, sisters in particular. I know Brother TD Jakes doesn't necessarily agree with this, but there are a lot of sisters out there who pour into men and support men and help them get their sea legs. And then these men do what? Either they blow up and they take care of her, or they blow up and they go off and get with somebody else. I hear women say this a lot. Women say, I poured into him, I built him up, I supported him, and then once he got on his feet, he went and got with the white girl. That's what I hear from sisters a lot. 1-800-920-1580. Call me right now if you're a sister and you've experienced that. So tonight's topic, like I said, it's nuanced, it's layered, but we have a caller on the line, and I always make time for this brother right here. Sean from Oakland, California. Get in here and talk to me, brother.
Hey, brother Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, Zoda. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, sir.
You understand, actually, you do understand how much I appreciate you taking my call, because I do appreciate it, and I want to let you know this.
Thank
so
you,
I
brother.
want to hear what you have to say about this, because you know what drives me crazy? I'm a white guy, but you know what drives me crazy is the phony macho men. The phony pianist macho. Phony white men. It's not just white men, but I just wanted to say that because I'm white. But it's a lot of men. They think that masculinity is something that you have to portray as something almost violent. It's almost like, I'm in charge and I'll kick your rear end, right? Whereas when I look at masculinity and fragile masculinity that's been studied, is that, hey man, I'm totally secure in my masculinity, people, and then I'm going to show it to my family. I don't need to pretend to be something I'm not, but I will do everything I can to support the family. I understand all the different problems that happen in families. Look, I've been around a long time, but I don't like the phony masculinity. But masculinity, like you said on your social media, and I'm just going to say this, not you were asking the question. It's protective and loving. I think that is masculinity. And so I saw that, brother, and I said, I got to comment on this because I think you got it right, but I think a lot of our brothers don't have it right.
Man, let me say this, man. Sean, anytime you want to call in and talk to me and chop it up, man, you could do that, brother. I really appreciate it. Sean from Oakland, California, Town Business. Always a great call. We appreciate it.
Thanks, brother.
Yes, sir. Listen, let's get all the way in it. Dan from Delaware. Dan, get in here, man. Talk to me, brother.
Hey, so I had to comment on this one.
Yes, sir.
Go to break after the call. So, in our society, don't you think people go more for the idea of the concept car?
No. Hold on. When we come forward, Dan done put a thought on our mind, a cliffhanger, the concept car. Hey, just hold tight. When we come forward, we gonna take a trip back to Delaware to talk to Dan.
fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Kiara, what's wrong?
Yo, this is fire.
Get me out of this dead-end job. I just want to make more money. It seems a bachelor's just doesn't cut it anymore.
No, I'm good.
You're right, Kiara.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Now you really have to get a master's degree to maximize
Hey, today is day one
Full-time job, kids, and family responsibilities. I don't
of
have the time
my
to go back to
detox,
school.
my RussellHerbals.com. Go to RussellHerbals.com. Somebody put Russell's link in here. I'm on day one
The program is hybrid. Half of the classes are on campus
of
on weekends,
my
and the other half are
detox.
online.
Weekends on campus and the rest
And let me
online?
tell you
I
something,
can handle
man.
that. But what if I can't afford to get my MBA?
California
All I
Institute
can
of
say
Advanced
is,
Management
man, I
has
can't
financial
wait
aid
to
and
get home.
scholarships available, and they're enrolling now for fall 2022 classes. Just go to
I got phase 3.
or call 626-350-1500
All right.
to get
I got phase 3 of RussellHerbals.com. RussellHerbals.com. I'm on phase 3.
for fall 2022 classes.
And I think this is my third or fourth time doing it.
California Institute of Advanced Management.
All right.
Management that matters.
And boy, phase 3 has 8 steps.
For their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles
And I'm going to tell you right now, step 4.
California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated news.
Step 3 and 4, them motherfuckers, man. I just be like,
Our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with
step 3 and 4 is difficult. Jesus wept, yes. This saith thine bowels. Exactly. Step 3 and 4. Step 3, super bowel pocket. Step 4, you got to get your blender out. You got garlic and ginger, and then all these tinctures. You got at least five tinctures with multiple herbs in that. You got, boy. Man, y'all better, hey, go call Russell Herbals right now. Get fleshed out. And I want to send a major shout out to the chat room. The chat room has been on fire tonight. It ain't even Wednesday or Friday. Y'all must really like this topic. Please don't forget, if you want to send topics to me, I will do them. All right? Send me your topics to VOR 106 at gmail.com. VOR 106 at gmail.com. Email me your topics. And my masterclass is on the way. We're going to drop the link Friday. I want everybody to sign up to the masterclass. I made it super affordable. Everybody sign up. It's going to be dope. Playlist.
Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Sometimes you just feel tired. You feel weak. When you feel weak, you feel like you want to just give up. But you gotta search within you. You gotta find that inner strength and just pull that heat out of you and get that motivation to not give up and not get rid of how bad you want to just fall flat on your face. So like relax, I'm spilling these raps, long as you feel them. To the day that I drop, you'll never say that I'm not killing them. Cause when I am not, then I'ma stop pinning them. And I am not hip-hop, and I'm just not Eminem. Subliminal thoughts when I'ma stop sending them. Women are pointing webs.
Yeah. What if your partner is like this? Every morning, get up. Let's go. We got work to do. What if your partner is turned up like this? And they ready to get after the world. They ready to grab the world by the tail. Let me just say this. I've experienced it and I've seen it. A lot of people get annoyed when their partner is uber aggressive to jump out into the world and attack it and fight it. And, I've seen partners become annoyed with that person because they'd rather roll out of bed, they'd rather move at their own pace. I guess it is extremely difficult to be in a partnership with somebody who lacks drive, with somebody who doesn't have an internal compass that leads them to the fulfillment of their purpose. I guess that could be very, very troubling, very, very problematic. Has it happened to you? Let's get back to Dan from Delaware, who had the car concept. Talk to me, Dan.
So the car concept is, a concept car that you see at an auto show every year. And the purpose of that car is to draw you in, to lure you in. And people get caught up on that instead of when it becomes into production and the process in the production. So a male, female might build someone up, but once it goes into production, it becomes a different version of what they saw.
Keep going, brother. You cooking. I'm right with you. I'm ready for the next piece.
All right. So, a woman might bring a guy in, and she might see his ambition or his ability to become something, but not the process of him becoming something. Or the in between from that process. So, and I've been on both sides of it. I've been to where I was building myself up, and I've been to where, I was looking to rely off the other person.
That's interesting. What were you relying on the other person for?
Well, I wouldn't say fully rely, but it was.
Well, you said rely. You said, oh, come on now. You said it, but go ahead.
It was a flip of the situation. So it was a point to where, I was looked upon to do certain responsibilities for the position that I was in, and then it got flipped to where those responsibilities weren't the same once I was in a different position.
You got to give me more. This is not enough. I know there's more meat on the bone, and you playing reindeer games. I know you don't want to reveal yourself too much. I hear you. Come on, man.
Look, we can get the Wagyu going and get the avocado oil back.
Let's go, man. We need avocado oil and Wagyu. Let's go.
Okay, so the person I have a son with, when my son wasn't living with me, it was my responsibility to provide, and it was thrown in my face as, I'm the provider, it's your son, it's your responsibility. Now in reverse, if I go, well, that's your son too, it would shut down. They didn't want to hear it.
Hey, okay.
Now my son fully lives with me, full time, and the responsibilities from that person isn't the same as it was when my son was living elsewhere. So it was a double standard in that way.
I get it. Oftentimes it begins and ends with the man. And let me just say this, man. As a father of 3 children, let me just say, man, sometimes you got to sacrifice what you want to do in order to make sure they get what they need. And sometimes that has to happen despite the other parent. As Jeff Brown always says, comedian Jeff Brown, I can't love you through the mama who is unwilling to participate. I got to love you around the mama, but I can't stop the loving process from father to child. Now, in my own situation, I raised 2 children full time, in their face every day, fighting teachers, and I raised them all the way up, right? And they became, professional basketball player, college graduate, daughters, college graduate, all of that, right? They became that. And I know that the woman who had these 2 beautiful children for me understood something. She understood, hey, his interaction, his daily interaction, his taking the kid at 6 in the morning to the park, his going down to cuss the 2nd grade teacher out for his daughter. This is what matters more than anything else. So whatever she wanted from the situation, she took it off the table. Do you understand? For the benefit of the children. And to this day, we solid as a team, as family, right? We solid, and it is what it is. We look at those children that we had, the 2, we look at them and we go, hey, see what partnership does, even when you're not in an intimate relationship any longer? Do you see what putting aside resentment, frustration, disappointment, all of that stuff, see what that looks like when you say, I'm gonna put all of that away and I'm just gonna focus on being the best parent I could be. And oftentimes that depends on your background. Who raised you, right? That depends on, how you were brought up. So it's unfortunate that you're going through what you're going through, but you're gonna find partners that lack your drive, that lack your interest. Maybe they were more interested in you than they were in the product of your relationship. The product of your relationship, oftentimes, it could be a business. You give birth to businesses, but it could also be children. You give birth to children. Sometimes you see men out there who are disinterested in dealing with their kids when the relationship break down. You also see the same thing in some women. Brother, your thoughts on that, Dan?
Well, I do see it, and my child has come first, and I've done way more share of sacrifices, than whatever show. But my sacrifices are for him. It's not a pole position thing, for the other parent or to look better than the other parent. It's to provide for my son, and I've done that even through the troubling times of this. Like, he's had a child abuse case with his mother. And I still did everything, for him with no support. But it's different because if it was me doing it, I'd be locked up and I wouldn't be on this phone call with you.
You going to jail and hell. You going to both places.
Yep.
So let me ask you the question. How did the relationship start off? Was it a HoboSexual kind of relationship where maybe you were trying to get your legs, and then once you got your legs, the dynamics of the relationship changed? Was it that kind of relationship? Or did it start off as somewhat equal? You were doing your thing, she was doing her thing, you guys come together, have a kid. What type of relationship was it?
It was a relationship where I looked at it as someone that I can build up. I understood where I went wrong in that, and I understood where I didn't realize the relationship that I had with my mother that I needed to see through my son's mother.
Relationship as a mirror. That's right. Keep going, brother. I'm listening.
So the lack of relationship that I had with my mother showed me everything that I needed to see in my son's mother.
So you were in class and didn't realize it until conflict was upon you.
I didn't realize it until I can clear myself from the situation to where I could step back. The problem that I had is that I put a title on it instead of habits, patterns, and looking at what it really was.
What was the title you put on it?
Mom.
Ooh. No, you wasn't dating. Keep going.
Mom. No one checks mom because it's mom. But was it true? So that's the problem. And then when you throw enablers into it and the background on that, then it just adds even more into it. It makes it even more cloudy.
Man, this is good stuff, man. This is good stuff. Oftentimes, man, I keep telling people we run to relationships for cover, but relationships are spiritually transparent. Do you hear what I just said? We try to cover it with ego. We try to cover it with fear. We try to cover it with guilt, with shame. We got our Carl Jung mask. We got all this stuff to serve as a covering. So we run to relationships to say, oh, this is the best place to hide. But the truth is, relationships are spiritually transparent. Everything you need to know will manifest itself in how you react and how you relate to another person. Brother, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for calling in, Dan. You brought Delaware into the building, man. Nothing but fire. We appreciate it. Call anytime.
All right, so thanks.
Yes, sir. Hey, relationship as a classroom. Listen, sex, let me just say, the climax to sex is a momentary thing. But the fallout from sex is a thing that it's an energy that lasts. You guys are exchanging energy, not just fluids, but energy, right? You're exchanging what I call this biofeedback, right? You're exchanging fears through sex. You're exchanging anxiety through sex. Let's go even deeper. You're exchanging lies through sex. I mean, this is a deep thing. And then at the same time, energetically, you're bonding, right? So when you look at somebody who says, I'm going to take advantage in a HoboSexual kind of relationship, they're willing to bind their soul to another person, right? Listen, in a temporary sense, right? And that temporary sense only deals with, I'm going to leave. Once I get to this point, I'm a bounce. Or once I get at this level, then I'm out. So again, that soul tie is a real situation. So this is how you know when somebody is on the HoboSexual side of the game, when matters of the heart and the wallet intersect. During sex and cuddle times, they want to talk about money. Ooh-wee. Right after sex, my cell phone bill is due. No, we're not. You done ruined it. Okay. They insist on not sharing the bills. How about that? You might be with a HoboSexual if that person is financially dependent on their parents. Still, you got to understand something about the wealth gap. The millennials, the 80s babies, a lot of them still live with their parents. When we come forward, the voice of reason shall continue to cook. Is your comfort in exchange with placing your couch or crotch on consignment? Hey, Ronan been acting a straight fool. Why must you barter your bed and booty in exchange for room and board? Are you forced to negotiate with an erectile terrorist? Oh man, this dude is out of control.
National Weather Service has issued a life-threatening
A vagina terrorist.
warning. Senator Elizabeth Warren wants federal
Ronan has been on absolute fire. It's cheaper for a goldfish to go belly up.
California Democratic Senator Alex Padilla sent a letter
Post-nut clarity.
urging him to aggressively hold airlines accountable for soaring prices. The Weeknd is partnering with Universal Studios for its annual Halloween Horror Nights. Select tracks from his latest
All right, y'all.
reimagined into a horror movie soundtrack for the weekend.
We are $20 away from our quota. Can somebody do it? Not the quota
Panera did that and more with their new chef's chicken
that
sandwiches. Pan-seared chicken,
Haru set.
garlic aioli recipe, Parmesan
Just the
crisps,
quota that I'm like, all right,
chips, all
fuck
on a
it.
buttery
So we
brioche
can get
roll.
done
Try
with it.
one for only $1
I'm so
and
enjoying
order
this
on their app.
while at work. All right, Kate.
Excuse me. Now that I have your attention, ask you this question. Why do you believe police brutality continues to exist in this country? Do you believe it to be a systemic problem, or should we judge police misconduct on a case-by-case?
Come on, Daniel. Daniel's already there. We appreciate it, Daniel. Thank you, sir. Everybody give Daniel a shout out.
Progressive Talk radio station. Of the people, by the people, for the people.
Hey, I sure appreciate that.
KBLA Talk 1580. We got you covered round the clock. Racism,
Honors, Dan.
progressive politics, we got you. Health and wellness education, we have you covered.
We're going to have to put it back in the hands of the people.
A black-owned and operated, evidence-based alternative radio station for progressive, open-minded people like you and me.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Where the ladies at?
We're all in this together.
Don't wait until you know it. I be watching y'all. Y'all wait until the very last minute. You know I can't get you on. I see you.
Are you tired of skinny jeans and clothes that don't fit? We believe that masculinity needs to return to today's society in a healthy manner.
There's no better way to express your manhood than with your attire. Wear clothes that resonate, speak to your personality, and promote positive masculinity.
Masculinity clothing.
www.masculinityclothing.com.
Do you have Medicare and do
That
you use a
commercial
CPAP
fucking
machine?
hilarious,
This is
by
a
the way.
national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy.
Tired of tight ass
The best way to make
pants.
sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have
I stole it
great
from
news. Medicare will pay for
Are
you
you
to
ready
have new
to
clean
free
supplies
yourself
every 90 days.
from the binds of a sexual slumlord?
Sure that there's little to no
Wow.
out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't
This
even have to
nigga,
leave your home.
he been going for 2 hours straight. This shit crazy.
So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone
Are
call
you looking
right
for a
now to get
financially
started.
responsible
Sponsored
Super
by
Mario
Specialty
to
Medical.
save you from
800-245-3098.
the Yoni or Swipe King browser? Come on, man.
3098.
Question H, what up?
3098. That's 800
Yoni Bowser, that's crazy.
3098. The news on flavored e-cigs talks
It's
a lot
soy
about
in the
technology and
seams.
teen use.
God
Parents
damn.
need to know more about the dangers of nicotine.
Y'all
So know
motherfuckers, man.
this. 1. Nicotine is one of the most toxic of all poisons.
That even got
Cancer
Ronan
is
laughing, so you know that shit was funny.
3.
Masculinity clothing, nigga?
Kids to get addicted to other
Y'all
drugs.
stupid.
So even when it tastes like
Captain Save a Hobo. Come
go
on.
to flavorsforkids.org for more.
I'm using that shit. True monger.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you when we fight, we win. Asian Americans Advancing Justice is the nation's largest legal and civil rights organization for Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. Founded in 1983 as the Asian Pacific American Legal Center, Advancing Justice LA serves more than 15,000 individuals and organizations every year. Their mission is to advocate for civil rights, provide legal services and education, and build built coalitions to positively influence and impact Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, and to create a more equitable and harmonious society. To volunteer, make a donation, or seek assistance, visit advancingjustice-la.org. That's advancingjustice-la.org. Or call 888-349-9695. 888-349-9695. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Bundling car and renter's insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already
DeMarco
doing it.
Holloway, man. Appreciate you, man.
Signs. Chances are they live in a home and have a car. They use money and enjoy having more of it. They probably drink lots of lemonade. Lemonade. And they've probably said something suspicious like, I'm bundling with Geico, or stop spying on me with those binoculars. If so, you may want to ask them how easy it was to bundle with Geico. Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
More of the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams.
Oh my God.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Makes us all the better, faster, stronger. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't be much stronger. Man, I've been long now, that's how long I've been on ya. I need you right now. Let's get lost tonight. Let's get lost tonight. Let's take a story on the boss tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason. We've come full circle after having come forward. Man, tonight's topic got the phone lines cracking. You already know what we do here. Tonight's topic, man, a controversial one. The HoboSexual double standard. A deeper look at men/women who seek to get into intimate relationships to avoid being homeless and or broke. My chat room, which is live on YouTube right now, the chat is going bananas. Everybody in the chat room right now, I'm shouting them out on national terrestrial radio. Everybody in the chat room, in my YouTube chat room, I appreciate you all. They are coming with some of the greatest one-liners I have ever heard. Captain Save a Hobo. Is it just all these different terms, right, to encapsulate what we're talking about tonight. And again, it's really a topic about freeloaders, right? That's what it is. It's a topic about freeloaders, right? The bottom line is, if you haven't locked into what it is you're supposed to do in life, and I know money is tight, I know. But if you got to stay at home with your parents until you figure it out, don't get into a relationship. I swear to God, man, when I see my kids get into relationships, I worry, because I'm like, do they have enough tools? Do they have enough understanding to be able to be competent conflict managers in relationships? Right? I worry. So to me, being a homosexual is a dangerous game. Yes, you might be trying to stave off homelessness or whatever. However, man, you get in a relationship and your conflict management toolbox is empty. There's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. Here's the definition for homosexual: someone who enters or fakes a relationship to avoid homelessness. Right? There are many different breakdowns of it. Homosexual is a person who gets into a relationship to avoid being homeless, who looks for someone to take care of them. Homosexual, the opposite of metrosexual, one who cares little for his own appearance. A homosexual. So apparently, this is a term that has been around for a long time. Man, what in the world is happening in the world? Let's go to Cleveland, Ohio. Michael from Cleveland, Ohio is in the building. Michael, talk to us, brother.
Hey, how you doing tonight?
Man, I'm alive and well. What's cracking with you, bro?
I was calling just to say thank you for your wisdom, your knowledge, and your understanding of relationships.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it helps me out a lot. I carry mail, so it affords me the opportunity to go listen to your old shows, and I'll just let them play from the beginning, and just let them play, and just run down and run down and run down. So I've caught up on basically all your shows, like Dr. Goldstein.
Dr. Mark Goulston. Yeah.
Yep. And it's beautiful, man. And I appreciate you. And keep doing the good work, man. And I have a question for you.
Sure.
Being that you help so many people, such as myself, like who helps you? Like where do you get your counseling and your guidance from? You know, as far as when it comes to your relationships and like who do you talk to? Like what keeps you level headed? That's all I want to know.
Oh man, I appreciate that, man. You brought Cleveland, Ohio in the building. Thank you for that question. Great question. I have yes, and I'm gonna answer it. I have a very, 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 very tight circle. And you know, it's just tight, man. And the people that get a chance to sit with me are some incredible human beings, man. And at the same time, I also smoke cigars. You know, I read books, I smoke cigars, and I contemplate very heavily. You know, if I, you know what, let me say, if I couldn't, if I had never discovered smoking cigars, and I discovered smoking cigars when, I think it, 2018, when I got initiated into the West African belief of Ifa. And part of their practice was they, you know, blew smoke, cigar smoke. And I had never done anything, you know, drinking, smoking, nothing in my entire life. So, you know, 2018, I experimented with that. And then I found out that it was a very meditative practice. And it just calmed me down. And I was able to clear my mind and think clearly, because I'm a Gemini, so my mind is everywhere all the time, all over the place. So that practice was able to just bring great clarity to me, and I'm thankful for it. And like I said, I have a very tiny circle. You can count this circle on one hand. Very tiny. And I'm just appreciative for being able to get some feedback from those folk. Let me get back to what we were saying. Thank you, Brother Michael from Cleveland, Ohio, for asking me that question. And I appreciate that, because, you know, oftentimes people don't ask, how you doing? What's cracking with you? So that meant a lot. You know, thank you for that. You know, it took me off my square a little bit. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It's not often somebody asks, so I appreciate it. But let me just say, HoboSexual, new term. To me, a HoboSexual is what we used to call back in the day a freeloader. I remember my mom used to talk to one of her brothers. You can't freeload over here. You know, you can stay for a little while, but then you got to leave, right? You know, we called them freeloaders back in my day. You know, I was a kid in the 80s, and you know, and the 70s. I was a kid, so I remember that term. And how you handle. Oh, you remember the other term, moochers. Use a moocher. That's what you are. Use a moocher. I see what it is you about. These are old terms, right? When you're dealing with those type of people, I believe your communication skills have to be really clear. And this is where timelines come in. I remember, yeah, and you remember those old TV? You got 2 weeks to figure out what you're going to do. Now, I've heard it in other words. You got 30 days. You got 30 days to pull your stuff together, and then you're gone. This is my last time helping you, Leroy. You know, that's what I remember as a child. And then once you establish a boundary, you can't give in, right? You can't give in. Oftentimes, you know, when we have this white knight kind of personality, we tend to extend the boundary, and then we take the boundary down, and then we put the boundary back up. Again, you establish a boundary, you got to stick to it, right? You gotta be okay with saying no to people you're trying to help, right? And then you have to understand the origins of why you're trying to help them. Are you helping them because you're an enabler? Are you helping them because you're a white knighter and you get some type of psychological payoff for helping people? You know, people get a payoff. They're not really doing it for you. They're doing it for the payoff they get in helping you. So you have to understand why it's so difficult for you to say no, right? The why behind your inability to maintain healthy boundaries and saying no. When we come forward, we got another caller on the line, and I've got more tips for dealing with freeloaders.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
A comfort carpetbagger.
Black property owners say AB 1482 is ill-conceived. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. There's a new law requiring landlords...
It's not smoking.
Post-eviction. The law is AB 1482. The state's eviction moratorium has officially ended. Reports claim evictions are now on the rise. Velma Papa and her husband are one of many Black property owners.
Y'all fucking with your brother's show tonight? We turned up tonight.
Moratorium and other pandemic-related ordinances. Yet her mortgage is still due and property taxes continue to rise. Situations like this...
Come on, Nazarene X!
...tenants' obligation post-eviction impossible for privately owned properties, while larger real estate...
We are indeed on fire tonight. Everybody's doing a great job.
Potentially affecting the
I shouted everybody in here out on national radio.
A lawsuit has been filed with hopes of
Zoe, you grown.
AB 1482.
KBLA welcomes the 10-year celebration of the Whitehall Arts Academy.
Hell nah.
A free LA block party.
That's the quickest way to get sick.
July 31st from 1 p.m. to
Throw
7
up.
p.m. on 54th Street between 4th and 7th Avenue. There will be music.
That's the quickest way to get sick and throw up.
Entertainment, including and incorporating your hustle panel powered by Chase.
Speak now.
KBLA's own Donna Michi and
Or hold your homosexual peace. Hit Zoe What Netter. Oh, for the Cash App crew, please. Thanks to all. Hey, man, I'd appreciate it. That Cash App gets to me right now. If y'all hit that Cash App, I'd appreciate it. Somebody put my Cash App in there. Oh, it's already done. That Cash App gets to me instantaneously.
Visit rocktheblockla.com for more information on the 10-year
Twos and Fuse Cruise. If you could throw a little that way, I'd appreciate it.
Block party on July 31st from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. on 54th Street between 4th and 7th Avenue.
August 6th and 7th, KBLA Talk 1580. Welcome to Live in a Minute Inglewood Jazz Festival, happening at Edward Vincent Jr. Park in Inglewood.
Hey, this show flew. This shit flew.
Kindred Family Soul, plus Frank McComb, Cy Smith, Rastine Calhoun, Aaron Stevenson, Biscuits and Gravy, Derek Bordeaux, Siobhan Sharpine, Loud Teaser Band,
Tear your ass up.
David Broussard, Phil Denny, Amelia Butterfly, and El Young.
Bishop Mack, what up?
And VIP tickets now at tasteofinglewood.com for Inglewood's premier street fair and music festival. Happening on August 6th and 7th from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Edward Vincent Jr. Park. That's tasteofinglewood.com. Don't miss Eric Benet, Chrisette Michelle, Eric Roberson, Kindred Family Soul, Frank McComb, Cy Smith, and more. Tickets on sale now at tasteofinglewood.com.
I'm good, brother.
You know you want some more. More. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Here we go again, folks. I'ma show you how to do this, son. Hey, big things stop it, and little things stop it. Hey, big things stop it, and little things stop it. Hey, big things stop it, and little things stop it. Hey, all on these circles, shout it, do it, now do it, do it, do it, what you waiting for? Do it, I'ma do it, I'ma do it. Ain't waiting for it, do it, I'ma do it, ain't waiting for it, do it, I'ma do it, Let me hear you say, big things stop it, and little things stop it. Hey, big things stop it, and little things stop it. Hey, big things stop it, and little things stop it. Hey, all on these circles, shout it, lose it, now do it to the maximum. Take it while you asking them, no listen to them sucker when they say you too irrational. I said I would change.
Yes, sir. Voice of Reason back in here. Big things popping. Little things stopping. Come on. Hey, listen. I'm going to say this right now more than ever, man. You need a teammate. You know, the dollar is going down. More than ever, you need a teammate. Now, I don't know what you're going to build, and I don't know what materials you're going to use to build it, but I'm going to tell you right now, there has to be a purpose-focused kind of mutual exchange. And what I mean by that, purpose-focused mutual exchange, right? Your partner should be focused on your purpose, and you should be focused on their purpose in terms of, ancillary support, right? You might not be called to walk their purpose, but you might be called to walk alongside, right? Sometimes encouragement, right? Sometimes just a pat on the back, motivation, keep going, don't stop. Often when somebody is deep into their purpose and locked in, they're not really listening for suggestions. So sometimes just saying, you're doing good, keep going, stay locked in, I see your progress, sometimes that goes a long way. But if you dating somebody who isn't even to that point, just be ready for some frustration. Just be ready for some difficulties, especially if they are resistant to even inquiring internally what they should be doing or what they would want to do, right? That, to me, that's that. You don't even know what you want to do. You're not even interested in going inside and figuring out what you. Okay, all right. D Nice from Chicago, get in here and talk to us.
So, what's going on, brother?
What's happening, man?
Man, it's been a minute, man. I think you're being a little modest with that last caller that asked you, where did you draw your wisdom from? I've been following you, brother, since the Foxhole days, since like 08, 09.
But D Nice, you know how I am, man. I don't like giving up all the game.
Yeah, you're right, and I said it to myself. Oh, he's not giving it all up. So I just, let it ride.
I gave up a little bit of it.
Yeah, you did, and I know, there's many more layers and nuance to you, brother. So I just congratulate you. I see you doing big things over there at KBLA, man, and I've been listening to you, man, since, like I said, since like 08, and I followed you and you and Corey and everybody else over there at the Foxhole, well, mainly just you and Corey, but, you've been putting it down for a while, but to touch on this HoboSexual topic that you were bringing forth, like, for me, in my own personal experience, I've never been that guy, but right. I have friends and family members who have been. Mm-hmm. And for me, like you said, it's just staving off, homelessness. Doing a lot of different things, losing yourself, compromising yourself as well as your own things that you would probably want to do in life for the person you're trying to, maintain that bed or couch or whatever it is that you're occupying.
Right.
So for me, I've always saw it as a hindrance for both parties. considering that you're probably serving a purpose for someone that you're shacking up with,
Right.
as well as that person is gaining some sort of level of security from you, although you're not bringing anything monetary to the table. So
Right.
that's all I had to add to the topic, man. I appreciate your time.
D Nice, call me anytime, brother, man. Appreciate you. You brought Shy into the building. Thank you. And let me say this. Let me say this real quick. We got to come forward. But when we come forward, Zoe is going to talk about his god sisters and how they told me to keep my mouth shut. When we come forward, the voice of reason shall reveal one little thing.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
It seems a bachelor's just doesn't cut it anymore.
I'm going to reveal one tiny thing.
Get a master's degree to maximize your earning potential.
I know.
My god sisters be like, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet.
Responsibilities. I don't have the time to
Shut up.
I went back to school for my master's and got
Be quiet.
2 years.
How'd you do that?
I went to the California Institute of Advanced Management. They offer slower-paced 2-year MBA degree programs, and you don't need to take the GRE.
Story time with Zoe Williams classic.
Half the classes are on campus on the weekends, and the other half are online.
It's true.
Weekends on campus
That's
and the
exactly
rest
what we
online? I
need.
can handle that. But what if I can't afford to get my MBA?
That's exactly what we need if we were going to do that.
Has
But
financial aid and scholarships available, and they're enrolling now for fall 2022
it's true,
classes.
Haru.
Just go to ciam.edu or call 626-350-1500 to get started today.
What was the website and phone number again? I'm calling right now.
ciam.edu or call 626-350-1500. Enroll for fall 2022 classes and get your future started today. California Institute of Advanced Management. Management that matters.
Welcome to all.
this is going to be a bar. I need y'all to hear this.
A joyride.
I'm finna hit you with a bar.
And an open road. Maybe your best friend too. The music is chill, and so is the traffic. You and your friend both look over at each other, and then he puts his head back out the window.
This is about to be a bar.
Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today.
Allstate and affiliates offer products and services subject to availability, terms, and conditions.
Did you know 5 and 30 your leaks can save
30 seconds for this
90
bar.
gallons of water per day. Even tiny leaks can be huge water wasters. Conserving water starts with a few simple water-saving actions at home and in the yard, like adjusting your sprinklers and adding drip irrigation so you water only where it's needed. We can all do our part to conserve water. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more water-saving tips. Save water, save California.
More of the voice of reason with Zoe Williams right now on KBLA Talk 1580.
Perfect record. Just let it ride behind me, man. Perfect record. So my god sisters told me, they said any vitriolic reactional response never goes unanswered. She said you might not even speak it to the person who wronged you or disrespected you. She said, but the universe answers you in kind with the same energy. She was like, you don't have anything to prove to anybody. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to do any of that. And every time you lower yourself to respond, to defend and deflect, the energy of the universe echoes that back to you. So they've been telling me for years now, shut up. Because my natural response is to be reactive, is to pop off. They said, shut up, man. You ain't got to say nothing. And I'm saying that to say somebody needed to hear that tonight. You don't have to defend the truth of who you are. Only lies need defense. I don't have anything to defend. So I just wanted to say that. I love y'all. Tonight's topic was crazy. Stay tuned. News. And of course, Danny Morrison and Robin back in the building. We finna turn up. I'll see y'all tomorrow. VOR, we out.
To where black kings and Ghana stay, so I can get over my flesh right away. But that'll be the day when it's peace. When my don't need to spray, when these streets are safe to play. Sex with death, indulging these women.
Love y'all. Great show tonight.
Frauds play with pentagrams in their vagina. Like the
Woo! shit was fire. Now let me get out of here. Next group coming in.
1580 Santa Monica.
What a show! Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm out.
Across the St. Louis area.